All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am Allie Asnashi. I'm an ambassador with It Works, and we have two unbelievable rock stars joining us tonight, Brooke and Courtney. Are both double diamonds, not for long. And they really, really focus a ton of their business on Facebook. And, a lot of us do belly to belly, Facebook, Instagram, you find your niche, but a really easy place to start is Facebook. It's comfortable, it's familiar, right? But it can feel a little like crazy, like, oh my gosh, I never post on Facebook and now they want me to post 4 times a day, and I don't know how to meet new people, and I don't know really how to find people who are interested. Well, there's something called Host a Post, where you have other people put up a post for you and then you follow up with their friends. So when you think back to network marketing, it was a party business, right? And the reason it worked so well is you went to someone else's living room, they invited all their friends, you presented a product or products to them, and they bought them, right? So in our day and age of technology, people still love a good party for sure, but they're just not as common. So Host a Post is like social media's version of home parties, right? So we have our Aunt Susie put up a post for us. That's her hosting the party. And then all her friends are like, I'm interested, I'm interested, I'm interested. And now you've got a room full of people interested, but you've actually never left your cell phone. So it's like literally the 2019 version of a home party. And it has changed. I mean, I'm going to honestly say it changed the face of It Works in 2018. I think it was just an unbelievable way that people were able to get more comfortable reaching out to new people. It just got people doing something that felt a little less scary. And I know that Brooke and Courtney absolutely crushed their business using this method. So that's why I wanted to have them on tonight, was too, because I think as we have people joining our business, it's a great way for them to get started. So knowing that means that you can help them so much more, because you can show them how to do this, and ideally you can show them this video, and this is going to be full of tips. So tips, inspiration, all the things. But like I said, drop your questions in the chat, and I will fire them at the girls right away. So without further ado, let's see, where's Courtney? Courtney, if you want to unmute yourself, and I'm going to have Courtney just go ahead, and if you would just, Courtney, give your quick story, your highlight story. What was your why that got you started when you began? And then finish the sentence, because of It Works.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney Wazalowski.
Can you speak up a little bit? I am getting pretty quiet. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can everybody else hear, or is it just my computer? Give me thumbs ups.
Okay.
Now everybody's saying, and not really. I don't know if it's a mic problem or maybe just yell at your phone or computer.
I'm all about yelling. I can for sure do that. But let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can.
Do you want me to have Brooke start and you find a mic, or what you doing?
I'll just get on my phone. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, cool. I will mute you.
And I'll figure it out.
Okay. Brooke, we'll jump over to you. All right, Brooke. So if you can just share with us, you guys, Brooke Konecki, and if you can just share a little bit, your quick story. What was your why that got you started when you first began? And because of It Works.
Yeah. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, good. Okay. So my name is Brooke Konecki. I joined a year ago, April. So I've only been in for a year on the 12th. And I joined for a couple extra $200 to $300, you guys. I just wanted this for groceries and gas. I literally joined a week before graduating, and I thought I was going to go be an accountant, go be a CPA. And I stuck with this, and because of It Works, I haven't had to get a corporate job. I do this full time, and I've done it full time since April. Yep, since April. So that's my because of It Works and why I joined.
That is crazy. And so can you tell them a little bit just like, so obviously you just graduated college, but like small town, you joined, like who did you join? And had you been watching her for a long time? Had she asked you a ton of times, or like what was the thing that finally like pushed you over the edge to join?
Okay, so I am under Kara Heinzler, if you guys all know her. It's actually my fiance's cousin. So I had known her for over 3 years, and I had been watching her. She did ask me one time, but since I was dating her cousin, she wasn't like forcing it on me or anything, or like following up as much as she probably would have. But I was talking to my fiance, boyfriend at the time, and his mom, and we were just like, why don't I just do this for a couple $100, just to help with groceries when I do move here? Because this was in April, and I was moving here in May, and it just kind of took off. And it's just nice to have Kara like right down the street. So I'm able to go see her all the time and work with her. And it's just fun to have somebody to work with in this small town because I don't know a ton of people. But it's just crazy how it's all happened, and that, I don't know, that I'm where I'm at right now already in just a year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been super fun to watch you. So, okay, I think we have Courtney back on. Courtney girl, you good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Like better? Like you can
way
actually hear me?
better. Yes, way better.
Sweet.
Okay, girl. Yay. I don't know. Sometimes microphones and things are weird. So, girl, if you just want to share, your quick story, what was your why? How'd you get started? And finish the sentence, because of it works.
Yeah. So my name is Courtney. I'm a double diamond out of North Carolina. I started, it'll be 3 years next week, which is crazy that it's been 3 years already. And I started because I was so dang broke and I was so sick of it. I was over $15,000 in credit card debt. I had no career, no car, working all the time. And I always say that I lived like paycheck to almost paycheck because my paychecks never made it to the actual 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, well, can't do anything. And I was sick of having to tell everybody no if they were like, oh, let's go get ice cream. And I'm like, homegirl, I got 20 cents in my bank account. Like, ice cream ain't happening. Like, I was so sick of feeling like that and saying no because I had to, not because I wanted to. So I got started right away. I maxed out a credit card that went like over the limit. Still not sure how it went through other than the grace of God. But I let fear stop me, like hardcore. I let fear stop me. So I was pretty much dead. I always say, like, for the first year and 10 months, I think I promoted to executive in a year and 10 months. And it was kind of that defining moment where I said, I'm either going to be done or I'm going to run. And that was in February of last year, 2018. And 8 months later, I had promoted to double diamond. So I went from no working distributors, no ordering customers other than myself and my auto ship, to being a double diamond in 8 months. 8 months. So it completely changed everything to me and everything for me. And it's because of it works. I am now completely debt free. I am retired. I retired myself back in June, I believe. I moved cross country where I know literally nobody because I could. And I didn't have to worry about a job. I didn't need to worry about the finances of it. I didn't need to worry about living in a certain place to pay the certain bills or whatever it was. I could just up and move because I could. And now I just got engaged last weekend, and now we're planning our dream wedding, and we're not looking at it like, hey, let's figure out the cheapest place possible, the cheapest dress possible. Like, we're planning the wedding that we want because of this business that if 3 years ago, it would not have been possible.
Gosh, that's so amazing. So I'll stick with you for a second, Courtney.
Yeah.
How has Host to Post changed your business?
So Host to Post changed everything, like straight up everything. I went from not even signing steps to success. Like if I signed 3 customers in a month, not even 4, if I signed 3 customers, I literally felt like I could be the president of It Works. Like, it was like, not that even exists, but like I straight up literally felt like I was the bomb.com anytime I signed more than like 2 customers in a month. So I went from that to when I decided that I was just going to do Host to Post, even though I thought it was weird. And I was like, the heck is Host Post? But I wanted money. So I did whatever it took. I now average 25 to 30 customers a month because of Host to Post. And that's the only thing that's changed. The only thing that's changed is that I decided that I was going to do Host to Post. And you guys, like Allie said, it is like a home party, but it takes your friend 2 seconds and they don't have to clean their house and don't have to put makeup on. They don't have to do.
Uh-oh, she froze. She's frozen. All right, Brooke, I'm going to unmute you. All right, we'll see if Courtney unfreezes. Oh, there, Courtney's unfrozen. That's right, Courtney. Brooke, you can stay unmuted for a second if you want. So yeah, you said it's a home party, but like people don't have to put on their makeup. They don't have to clean their house. They don't have to provide anything. So were you nervous the first time? Like, how did you learn how to host a post?
I have always been like a self-learner. So when people started talking about Host Post, I just went straight to YouTube. And I just did whatever the people said. Like, I was scared, but I kind of pushed myself because although I was scared to send those messages and get that no, I was more scared of living broke the rest of my life. So I just like got over it. And the first couple of times I like sent a message and wanted to throw my phone across the room and pretend like it never happened. But now it's just like second nature and it's not as scary as it used to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, Brooke, what about you? Like, how has Host to Post changed your business? Or have you done it? I mean, you've only been in a year. So has this been all you've ever done?
So when I like first started, I thought that I was going to make a new Instagram and I was going to get all these customers from a new Instagram, which is not, no, Instagram, like it works for me now, but like starting from the bottom and trying to grow a whole new Instagram, first off, don't suggest that. If you have one, use that. But I like Facebook. I'm from a big city, so I had quite a few friends, but my first month, I just wasn't signing customers. Like my mom was my first customer, and then I signed my boyfriend up, and then I got somebody else, one of my friends, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why can I not sign anybody? And I kept seeing on our Facebook team page about Host Post. So I texted Kara, which is my upline. I said, what's Host Post and is it worth it? And she's like, it's definitely worth it. And she has a video on our team page that she tagged me in. I watched it. I did a giveaway with one of my wraps from my kit that I got. And I texted maybe 5 or 6 of my friends that I asked to try the products. And they all told me that they didn't think these products were for them or that they didn't like any of these products, that they weren't going to order. I had them post a cleanse post for me. And I think like 3 out of the 6 all became customers because they're like, oh, what's this cleanse that you're talking about and all my friends want? And just had them post for me. And it was literally just 6 people and they blew up. Like, I think it was summertime. So everyone wants a cleanse right before summer. And so I've been doing it since about May. So like my first full month in. So I don't know any different, I guess, kind of. But Host Post is just what works for me and can work for you as long as you're consistent with it and asking a lot of people every single day.
Okay, sorry, I started talking, then I realized I had muted myself for the background noise. So you're leading into so many other things I'm going to ask about. So obviously you're doing Host to Post on Facebook, but that's not like the only thing you're doing because you can't just like build a Facebook business from other people because those people who you're talking to, they're going to go look at your page, right? So what are some of the things you were doing every single day just for your business on Facebook outside of Host to Post?
Okay, so on Facebook, some days I don't post like as much as I want to, but I try to post in the morning, either like coffee or a quote or just something about my life in the morning. And then I try to post in the afternoon around noon or so. And then I try to post at night. And I try to post like one product post a day, maybe, or if not like every other day. I don't like to like blow up my Facebook because I do the Host to Post to like get my customers. But I still want to post about other products so those Host to Post people are seeing what else we have to offer, not just a cleanse type of thing, because they might not be interested after you give them that information, but they might be interested in our coffee or hair, skin, and nails. So I'm posting every single day. what else am I doing on Facebook?
What
Going
about
live
your story? Are you using your story at all?
on Facebook.
Well, or just does your Instagram story feed over to your Facebook story?
I haven't done that yet. I do the story sometimes on Facebook. I haven't
You
done it as much as I should, but I do sometimes. But I just don't get a lot from it, but I need to do it more
and were you
frequently.
starting to say you go live?
I do. I don't do it as often as I should, but I do try to go live at least like once a week or 2 to 3 times a month. I know some people go live like every single day, but that's just not me because at least once or twice a week just to help your algorithm on your Facebook. And I guess other things I am doing too is going to like my friends, and if they have good posts, like commenting on their posts, liking their stuff, having conversations with them just so that they're seeing your stuff more.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Courtney, what about
Yeah.
you? Like, what are some of the things you're doing every single day on Facebook to make sure that in addition to host a post, like you are, keeping your Facebook up and all those people who are, you're adding, they're seeing the right stuff?
So I do the same thing where I post every single day. I try to do a business post, a random post, and a product post every single day. But I think something that helps a lot with my Facebook is my posts aren't just like everybody else's posts. Like my product post could be, most of my product posts are like me with a product I'm using. So it's not like always a before and after that's 10 other people have used or the same wording. It's like, look at my, like I tried yesterday for the first time iced tea with the berry greens and I was like in love with it. And I posted that and I had 3 people message me that were like, the heck is this greens thing? Even though I post about it all the time. And my business posts are usually, I do probably half and half of like generic business posts, but then also ones about like what the business has done for me. So I do like every other day with that. Daily, I'm always adding between 10 to 20 new people. I'm always interacting. I go live, try to every day. Today I went live twice. Sometimes I don't go live. Sometimes I go live like 4 times. I love going live so dang much. It's like my favorite thing ever. And I feel like I get a really good relationship with people. And there are people that like they feel like I'm one of their best friends, even though we've never met. And that's, I feel like, because of my live videos. Did I say interacting? I do interact every single day. I follow up every single day and I do utilize my stories. I have them carry over from my Instagram to my Facebook. And then I do some that are like just on Facebook or just on Instagram, depending on like my posts. But something else that I do, I have a list of my potentials and I will go specifically interact with their posts or message them about non-it works things regarding their post. Like probably once a week I do that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's so good. So someone's asking about stories from Instagram. Yeah, if you go into your Instagram settings and click story controls, all the way at the bottom, it'll say share, like auto share stories to Facebook, and you just turn it on. So I load all my stories on Instagram and then they just automatically go over to Facebook. So I'm not having to think about doubling up.
And with doing that, something I want to say with that, because I was really confused at first, all of your like extra options on Instagram, like your polls, your question things, all of that work on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to like worry about that. It used to not work. Now, if you do a poll on Instagram and share it to Facebook, the poll will still work on Facebook and you'll get results from both on both platforms.
Yeah, which is great. So, because stories is like the main thing I do on Instagram. So, all right, I want to make sure I don't miss any questions before we kind of move on. Yeah, lives are scary. Courtney, did you always want to go live or how did you get over the fear?
No, I did not always want to go live. I thought they were the scariest thing in the entire world. A lot of people think that I'm like super outgoing, like talk to anyone, and I will, but I, my entire life, have dealt with the anxiety of what people are thinking about me, even if they're not actually thinking poorly about me. That is something I've always struggled with, and it's something I'm consistently working on. but I was always nervous about going live. I remember like the anxiety would get so bad that I literally asked Matthew, I was like, honey, like, do you like make fun of me when I'm going live? And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, you're crazy. He's like, I don't even think about it. So I kind of had to push myself to go live because I knew it was something that I should do. And I'm a firm believer in the thing you're most afraid of is probably the thing that's going to take you to the next level. So if you're afraid of doing host to post, am I frozen? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Good.
Sorry. You were very still, so I thought you were frozen, and I was like, oh, great. Awesome. If you're afraid of host to post, that's probably what's going to take you to the next level. If you're afraid of lives, that's probably what's going to take you where you want to go. But my best tip for going live is if you're afraid of it, figure out what you're going to go live about. Like, write little bullet points. Make sure you know what you're going to talk about. If you have a great boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever, kids, bring them with you. My first couple of times going live, I would do like Matthew and I like in our kitchen cooking, or like if we went shopping, it would be going live about that, like whatever it was. It wasn't always at works related, but just getting comfortable like in front of the camera and talking to people. My other tip for live, act as if people are responding to you and are on, even if they're not. And if you're going live about the business or the products, like talking about your codes, like continually look at like the top of the screen as if you're getting notifications and be like, okay, someone else just messaged me, so I probably only have this left or whatever, because that makes people feel like, holy crap, what is happening? People are messaging her like right now, I need to message her. I did that yesterday about the $20 codes, and I had 3 people join last night from that. So
isn't that funny? I do that too. I'll be like, Sarah, okay, I will respond to you the second I get off of this live.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Taylor, okay, I got both your messages, guys. I got you. Like,
yeah, and I'm like, okay, yes, I see you messaging me. Yep, you've messaged me 4 times. I'll still message you. You're good. And people are like, the heck? They're like quadruple texting her? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it works.
Like, no one's in my inbox, but now you think they are.
So funny. So funny. Okay, awesome. I love all that. Brooke, I'm going to jump back over to you. So this was the next question on my list, and we definitely have some other people asking it too. Like when you host a post, who are you asking? And like, how are you going about getting them to post for you? Like some people are like, you know, and we'll explain kind of if green light messaging and that sort of thing too. But yeah, who do you ask and how do you get them to say yes?
Okay, so I do multiple different ways. Our team does a lot of giveaways, so that's one way. I'll just post about that on my Facebook page like once a week maybe, or just depending on if I'm going for a promotion or however many times I want to post it. So that's one way. And when those people comment that they want entered in the giveaway, I just send them a quick message saying, hey, all you have to do to be entered in my giveaway is post this, post on your wall. And I just send them the post. And then another way is green light messaging. So when you're on Facebook, you can go to your active Facebook friends and I'll just send them a message. I try to change it up sometimes, see what works. I used to do, hey girl, quick question. And then I'd say, if they'd say yes, I'd be like, I don't know what I used to say. Maybe like, I'm going for a huge promotion this month and I'm giving, or you could say like, I'm giving away a Yeti cooler. All you have to do to be entered is post this post on your wall. Another way that I do it is I printed out my Facebook friends list, and I just go through every single name and I message every single one of them.
And what do you say? So these people have not responded to a post. These people, maybe a friend from like preschool that you haven't talked to in 10 years. What are you saying to these people?
I think I haven't done it since in a couple weeks, but I've just been saying, hey girl, quick question. And some of these people are like people I went to college with that I never thought would like even think about posting for me. And 2 weeks ago I had like 3 people post and their post blew up. And I'm like, I would have never thought to message them if I didn't go through my Facebook friends list. So honestly, I'm not scared to message somebody. I just do it. I'm like, they're either going to not reply, say no, or they're going to say yes, and their post is going to blow up. So
how many people do you think you're asking daily to host a post for you?
Okay, it varies sometimes, but I want to say up to it depends on the day, but 50 to 100 people.
A
Maybe
day
sometimes
is how many you ask.
ask just to post. Yes.
So then of that, because I feel like it's such a numbers game with host to post, and a lot of people are like, well, I asked 3 people and none of them did it. But like, so let's say you ask 100 people, how many do you think actually put up a post for you that day?
That day, maybe 10, maybe
10. And then of those 10, how many do you think usually get like a lot of hits?
maybe 2.
Right. So like you guys, 100 messages and 2%. But like, what if those 2% both get 10 comments? So then let's say someone comments on it. Are you friend requesting them? Are you messaging them? Are you responding to the comment? Like, what system works for you after you get one that starts getting comments on it?
So I've been trying to, I watched a YouTube video. I can't remember her name, but she's really good at host post. I can't remember her name. But I was trying what she did, and she'll have these people post for them. I've been having them not tag me because I was having them tag me and it just wasn't working. So I tried the no tag, and that's seeming to work for me. So I have them post it, and I'll go like it and I'll comment on it just so it looks like somebody's commenting on it, And then once people start commenting on it, I will wait a little bit. I'll start friending them just so like I don't get blocked on Messenger, because if you message them without being friends, it tries to block you sooner. So I will go message like the first person and I'll say message. And then if there's people below them, I'll just wait like 10 to 20 minutes and then I'll go message like 2 more people and then give it like 30 more minutes and then go message whoever else is on there. And then if people aren't commenting anymore, I'll go back in and be like, oh, 2 spots are already claimed, even if they're not, because people aren't going to know. And that's pretty much my system right now. But I do friend request them first, and then I send them a first message, just like information about the product. And another thing that's tricky, if sometimes they won't see your message because it goes to like message requests and some people don't know where that is. So I'll go back to that post and I'll be like, hey, you might need to accept my friend request first, or hey, you might need to check your message requests. And if they're not responding to that, I'm even commenting on the post and being like, hey, I don't know if you're seeing my messages, but can you just text me and I'll give you more information? And I put my phone number on the Facebook.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, because I've had some with 20 posts, but then, yeah, they don't ever see your messages. So.
And I actually got a text today from one that I posted my number on like 2 days ago. So it was worth it.
That's totally worth it. Awesome. So you are messaging out to 100 people. You're getting 10 posts up and they're not tagging you in it. So you're not getting notifications. You've got, let's say, 20 new people commenting on things every day. How are you keeping it all organized? Do you know which posts to go back to? How do you know who you've already sent something to? What is your system? And you guys remember that systems are different for everyone. So take pieces of all the things you learn and create what's going to work for you.
Okay, so I'm going to say what I used to do and I'll say what I do now. So what I used to do, because I started this a while ago, and I just used to write everybody's name on a piece of paper. So I thought writing everything down would help me. So that's what I did at first, and I don't like that. I like having everything on my phone. So now what I do is when they tell me that they posted it, so I'll say, can you let me know when you get this posted? And they say yes. And I go look at it right away. I go to their post, and there's 3 little dots in the top right corner. You'll click on that, and I put save post, and it's called collections. I have one for March, host to post. I have one for February, January, and so on. And that's how I do it. And I also turn on the notifications for this post, just so like I am getting notified when people are commenting on it, just in case I kind of forget to go look back at it. And that's how I keep track of it. And if I'm trying to go follow up, like let's say on a Friday, I'll literally go back to all of my host posts and just send them a follow-up message. If they were interested, like very interested, if they said no, I'm not going to send them another message. But if they were interested and just forgot to reply to me, I'm just going to send a follow-up message, and I just keep it all on my phone. I don't know if you can see it, but it's all right there, and I don't write anything down anymore, which I should, but everything's right there for me to use, and yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to mute you, Brooke, and I'm going to jump over to Courtney. Okay, I think I can unmute you. Not sure. Okay.
I'm muted.
Yeah, okay. Where did so talk to me. Courtney, I know you were the first one who ever told me like, oh, well, I don't wait for people to respond to a post about a giveaway. I don't green light. I just go down my friends list alphabetically. Like, doesn't even matter. They're all getting a message.
I don't even care. If you're friends with me, you're getting a message.
So
That's how I
talk
do
to
it.
me. Talk to me about that. Like, how do you know who to message? Do you message only women? Do you message men and women? Do you, like, what's your system?
So I'm actually really excited about this. I revamped my system like 2 weeks ago, and it's freaking amazing. I've literally told so many people about it. It's changed everything for me. So first thing, I do still do the post about like, if you want to be entered into my giveaway for blank, drop a comment, whatever. And I will do that just to get like extras, but I exported my friends list. Okay. So I'm going to try to like make this as detailed as possible. Maybe one day I'll do like a Zoom recording of my screen sharing of how I did it, but I exported my friends list to a document on my computer. Then what I did is when you export that, it will automatically, now the way that Facebook does it, it goes from your newest friend to your oldest friend. So all the way at the bottom is your oldest friend. Okay. I then turned it into 3 columns, saved that as a document, and I emailed it to myself so that I have it on my iPad. Okay. So what I do on my iPad, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. I really hope so. Otherwise, you know what? I think I can. Okay, I can't screen share. But so I have it set as like 3 columns. And what I do, I try to message. It really depends on what my goal for the month is. I say bare minimum of messaging 50 people a day, but I have some days message like 300 to 400. It really just depends on like what my schedule for that day is. If I have nothing planned, I'm going to do a lot more messages, because if the next day I have like 12 million things happening, I know I'm not going to be able to send much more than 50. But
So, and you don't get blocked on Facebook or anything like that when you send that many, because they're all your friends already?
Yes.
And are you copying and pasting the same message?
No.
Okay.
No copy and pasting. I always use text replacement. I have text replacement for literally everything. Something I did for my team, and I can send it to you, Allie, if you want, but I mean, it's really nothing fancy. I have every single text replacement that I have in my phone. I have that for them, so that I'm like, hey, this is what I have for my text replacement. This is for you. And that's just so that they can see how simple the business can be, because my messages, 99% of something I say is a text replacement, because that's how repetitive it can be. But what I do, so on my iPad, I did buy an Apple Pencil. I'm not telling you guys to go buy like 10 million things, but this is just what helped me. If you need to print this out and use a pen, that's fine. But what I do, so I have it in 3 columns, okay? So I will go through, I started at the bottom of like, who was friends with me farthest away. If I have messaged you for host a post before and you did not answer, okay, so I am very red. I'm very blunt. This is what it is. If I've messaged you before about host a post and you did not answer me, or you said no, I take I make it red, and I do a little like slash by the name, so that when I'm done messaging, I will go back and unfriend all those people, because I'm almost maxed out at my friends list. So that way I'm not interacting or messing with my algorithm of people that aren't answering me, aren't interested, whatever it is. I have had some people add me back, and I'm like, oh shoot, I totally didn't mean to do that. Whatever. So I do that. If they have ignored a message about an opportunity message I've sent them, if they're interested in a different product, whatever it is, I'm going to message them again. But if I happen to go back to their message later on and I see they didn't answer, I'll delete them again, because I don't care. So that is what I do. I try to go through 4 pages a day, and that's about 200 messages, just because I have a number system that I can tell you that like kind of gives me like how I know how many people to message. But I used to message-wise, I used to tell people, I used to do the, hey girl, quick question. I have a question for you when you get a sec, whatever it is. And then I realized That's not something I would say. I would not go up to someone and be like, hey girl, quick question. That's not me. I wouldn't say, oh, when you get a sec, like that's not my personality at all. So my biggest tip about anything in the business is just to be yourself. Like if you're sending a message that you're like, I would never say that, don't send it. So I switched it, and now I just message people and I say, can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Like, not, hey girl, how's your day? Because no. I just say, can I ask you something? When they say yes, because they always do, I say, I wrote it up, or like I did my text replacement on my computer so I could read it. And I said, I was wondering if you could do a post for me, LOL, with like the laughing crying emoji. And I say, my team is going for a promotion and mean the world to me to be able to help them. You would just copy and paste this post and I'll do the rest. And since you'd be helping me by doing that, I'll enter you into my spring giveaway drawing, which you can have a spring giveaway drawing of a sample of a greens and a sample of a coffee. It doesn't need to be this big extravagant thing. I'll enter you into my spring giveaway drawing. Would you be willing to be extra amazing and do that for us with like 10 of these emojis? Because that's me. That's how I talk. I literally, how I came up with that script is I did like my talk to text, and that's how it came up. And then I added emojis and made it cute. And that is what I use. And I have so many people answer. But this is, I feel like I'm answering like 12 million questions, but that's just how I live my life. I just go really, really quick.
That's great. Keep going. You're doing great.
This is what I'm going to tell you guys as far as if you're like, how many messages should I send in a day? Because let me tell you this, if you're going for triple diamond, you need to send a heck of a lot more than someone that's going for the 400 club or whatever it is. And it's just, you need to know that, like, if the thought of sending 300 messages a day scares you, that's okay. You don't need to do what X, Y, and Z does, but just know your results are going to be dependent on your effort. So the equation that I tell my team, I loved math in high school. It was like my favorite thing ever. So I'm a numbers person. Your total volume needed for whatever your goal is. Okay. You're going to take that and you're going to divide it by however much your average customer order is from host to post. If you don't know what it is, aim on the conservative side and just say 30. Okay. My average customer order from host to post is 100 BB almost every time. So I take my total volume, divide it by that. That's how many customers I need to sign from host to post. Okay. Then what I do, that's how many customers I need. I try to say very, very conservatively, I will get at least one customer per 5 host to posts that I get up. Okay. Sometimes I get way more. Sometimes it's like crickets and I think no one's on Facebook for the rest of the life. Okay. So that many customers times it by 5. That's how many host posts you get up. Okay. Then this is my number. So if you know your numbers are different, do your numbers. But I say usually 1 of 2 people that I message will put a post up. So I take that number and I times it by 2. So volume divided by average customer order, times that by 5, times that by 2. That's how many host post messages you need to send. And I say do that in the next 2 weeks. So if it's 1,000, figure out how many to do a day. And you guys, with text replacement, if you have a list, because I found that what took the longest of host to post for me was figuring out who to message. Who to message took the longest for me. So now that I have this list, I literally can send 4 pages of messages, which is about 300 people, in half hour, 45 minutes. So, and it's just because I've gotten very quick at that. So go ahead, Allie, you were gonna ask something.
Well, I was gonna say, some people are asking about what text replacement is. So I want to just touch on that really quickly too for you guys. Do you want to just explain it?
Yeah, that's fine. So if I don't know exactly the app, I think it's called TextPan or TextPan, something with an Android. I think, Allie, will you put it in the chat so they know what it is?
Yeah, I will. It's like freaking amazing.
Okay, so that's the app for the Android. For an iPhone, you just go to Settings, General, Keyboard, and then Text Replacement.
And on newer Androids, so on all Androids, they have text replacement. On older ones, it's capped at 140 characters. Newer Androids is unlimited, but I just still use TextPan Plus because it's like $3 and it's amazing. So So you should be able to go to your keyboard settings on any phone, but if you have an older Samsung phone, you have a character limit.
Yes,
Okay,
Misha, I will
continue.
repeat the formula for how many people to reach out to, but I'm going to finish text replacement first. So you go to settings, general, keyboard, text replacement. Up in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little plus sign. You're going to click on that. It'll say phrase shortcut. Phrase is what you want it to say. Shortcut is what you're going to type in. So if my first message, which is the can I ask you something, I would type that into phrase. Then my shortcut is HAP1. So then what happens is when I type in HAP1 and then press the space bar, it'll automatically populate to can I ask you something. So with that, not only does it save you time, it also helps so that when you're messaging people, Facebook doesn't see it as copying and pasting. It's like you're typing messages, so it helps you. As far as getting blocked too, if you message from a phone or an iPad versus your actual computer or laptop, it is a lot harder to get blocked. I think the limit with your phone and iPad, I think is like 400 or 500 in an hour, like something crazy from your phone and iPad versus your computer. And the reason for that is because most like spammers and things like that come from a computer, desktop, laptop thing. The algorithm equation thing that I did. Your total volume, divide that by your average customer order. Take that number, times it by 5, because that's how many posts it's going to take to get that one customer, and then times that by 2, because that's how many messages it's going to take to get those host posts up. And you can divide that about however long you want. So like if you're like, okay, I want to have, say you want to go Emerald this month, you want to have Ruby done by the 15th, you'll take however much volume you need for Ruby and then divide that by 2 weeks by 14. And that's how many messages you need to send daily to get Ruby by the 15th. And you can do this with your team too. So if you're like your team you want someone to get their first 4 customers in the next 3 days, you can take 4 times 10 and say, okay, can you send 40 messages between today and tomorrow? Can you send 40 people this message between today and tomorrow? And when you just give them that number, not like, hey, send this message. If you give them a number, it's a lot easier for them to do that. What else? Oh, how do I keep it organized? See, I wrote down your notes of what I should talk about, because otherwise I'd be like,
you're so funny. Yeah, I want to hear how you keep it organized, and then any final tips, and then I want to hear final tips from Brooke too, just about Facebook and host post and really I consistency, following up, those kind of stuff. But I don't want to go more than about 10 more minutes. So
okay, yeah, I'll be quick. I do the same thing that Brooke does. Mary, yes, I'll type the formula in when Brooke is talking. I do the same thing that Brooke does. I do not have them tag me. That has changed the game for me. I do where I click on the 3 dots, I turn on notifications, I put them into the collections, and I just have it like set by month, like March host to post, February host to post, whatever. So I can go back. So then on follow-up Fridays, I go back to each of those collections and I just go, I'll message people. I do the same thing where I'm like, hey, I don't know if you saw my message. I do the same thing where I comment and say, oh, there's 1 spot left. I will message people again and again. If someone, this is a tip that I don't know if I come up with or someone told me, I don't know. But if someone says like, oh no, I can't afford that to a product, I have a message and I can text it to you, Allie, but it's just like, no worries. I totally get it. Money's tight. If you'd like, I can send you a post to put up on your wall and I'll enter you into my drawing for a giveaway so you can try it for free. And that's another way to get host posts up without like being scary, because then people are like, oh yeah, I can totally do that to try the products for free.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. Everyone I talk to from a host to post is either going to become a distributor, customer, or they're going to post for me.
Yes.
Like or they're never going to respond.
That too. Yeah, but my biggest tip about Facebook and just the business in general is don't be afraid of asking anything, whatever it is, because worst case scenario, they're going to say no, or they're going to be mad at you or block you or whatever. Here's the deal. If that's what happens, you're in the same position as you're in right now. So like, you might as well try. They can't say yes to a question they're never asked. Like, it can't happen. So just ask the questions. Ask for, if they're ordering a product, ask for the upsell. If they are interested in a bunch of different products, ask if they're interested in making money too. If they're, whatever it is, just ask, and that's what's going to take you from A to Z.
That's so awesome. All right, Brooke, I want to unmute you. Courtney, thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Brooke, what final tips do you have? I love that, you really started Host Post a month into your business, and clearly like you're doing very, very well in your business and have grown into the leadership ranks. So talk about like any final tips, and also just sort of like what the consistency has done, and just with Host to Post and building your network that way.
Okay, so definitely consistency. Like with Host to Post, when I promoted to double in October, I had probably over 200 Host to Post up. And then you guys, I slowed down, and I noticed that in November and December, and I only got like 20 Host to Post up. That was bad. So you have to be consistent. You have to keep asking those people. Even if like you've asked them before, ask them again, like, hey, can you post another post for me? I have multiple people, like the same people post. I just have them post a different post, because if they're still posting like a different product, other people are going to see it on their Facebook, if that makes sense. So just making sure you're asking every day and being consistent with it, and getting Host Post up every single day, because the work you do today is going to like if you get Host Post up today, it's going to help you tomorrow. And then if you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's just going to pay off in the long run. So that's my biggest tip. And then another one that I forgot to add is, when I get customers, I'm having them post. I'm having them post on their wall too. So then you got a customer and they're going to host a post for you, and you're probably going to get comments on that. So that's just another big tip I have.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, somebody said she does Host to Post every month, not getting very good results. She gets tons up, but no comments or likes on them. Any tips on that? Like, are there certain people you ask, or like certain types of people you're avoiding, or is it just growing in your network and continuing to ask different people?
You just have to continue asking different people and adding new people, and that's really all it is. I thought the same thing like a couple months ago. I kept getting Host Post up. I wasn't getting enough up. That was my problem. I only had like 40 to 50, and it just wasn't enough. So you have to get more than 2 a day. You have to get more than, like, if those ones are blowing up, then that's fine. But if they're not getting any likes, you got to keep asking more people.
Yeah. Do you ever get overwhelmed, like when one hits and blows up, and suddenly you like have to add all these new people and message all these people, and you're having the same like text replacement conversation with like 10 different people?
Yes, I get overwhelmed, but I get excited.
I freak out.
But it's fun. So I love Host to Post. So when they do blow up, I get super excited. So
yeah. And you guys got to remember too, that like if one like is getting comments and you're in the middle of dinner with your family, like I promise they're still going to be interested in 2 hours. Like it's okay. It's not a rap emergency. And one thing I want to talk to you guys about really quickly is just something that I realized. So in February, I had like my biggest distributor signing month I've ever had. And when I looked back at who all had signed with me, almost every single person had come from a Host to Post months earlier, and they were somebody who I had talked to, but they never had bought a product. They maybe had posted for me, maybe didn't even do that, but I had friended them from that Host to Post, and they had been watching me. And so then when I started talking more and more about doing my business, being able to do it for $20, people like came out of the woodwork, and it was crazy that I think like 80% were friends I had added from Host to Post in the last 6 months. So just remember, like, I feel look at it as a great way. Absolutely. It's like I said, a home party for our social media, but also it is a way to grow your network with like qualified leads, like people who already, are interested. They're on social media. Like they're people who are interested in health and wellness because they've responded to something. So friending them, it's like filtering out your new friend requests, sooner rather than later. So, all right. Do you guys have any final tips? I think this is, someone says, I'm so worried to mix my 8 to 5 job people with this job since my boss is so adamant on not bringing it in 8 to 5 hours. Okay. So if you ask a ton of people to host a post in the evening, and then you spend 30 minutes before 30 minutes before you go to work sending them the message you want them to post, then they'll post it during the day. And then when you get off work, you can go respond to all those people. So it was doing all the networking for you all day. You don't have to have it. And you have a lunch break if you do want to send messages or check your phone or something. But like, I worked an 8 to 5 and didn't get to have my phone on me, like, and I wasn't sending messages. Also, write your posts the night before. I have a lot of people who do that. Write their posts the night before. So that way then you can put a post up, you know, before work. You can put one up during lunch. You can put one up right after work and then like before bed. And there's your 4 posts for the day.
Allie, can I jump in on this quick?
Please do.
Okay, so from when I like decided to go actually work for like 6 months after that, I was still working my full-time 9 to 5 job. And my boss at the time was very similar to that, where it was like, from 9 to 5, you are mine. You are not doing this other scam that they told me that now retired me. They're like, you're not doing that in business hours. So I was respectful of that, but I also knew that that meant I needed to do things before and after. So it took sacrifice. I got up an hour earlier and I stayed up later. As far as I saw, you said you don't want to message those people to do host a post. Great. I didn't either. Don't message those people. Find other people to message. Most likely the amount of people you cannot message from work is like 20 people max. Like whatever that is, know that's your little circle that you can't message, and that's fine, but then you need to find new people to message. I've always heard, don't let your why stop you from like being successful. So do what you need to do so that you don't need to have a boss telling you what to do, because let me tell you, not having a boss is the greatest thing in the entire world. So figure out what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't do.
Yeah, that's such an amazing tip. And I feel like that is the perfect way to end it. So you guys, thank you so much. I did record this. I will put it up on my YouTube just as soon as it all uploads tonight. And Brooke and Courtney, I just cannot thank you guys enough. You were just, oh my gosh, just so much information. I feel like I need to like watch this back and take notes again. So you guys are just amazing, and I'm cheering you both on. I know that Triple, Presidential, and Ambassador are both all happening for you guys. Gosh, is it all going to be this year? Is this the year for both of you? Courtney's saying yes, absolutely. Brooke's a little more like, I don't know. It's a lot. So let's focus on Triple, and then you go from there. So you guys, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate you. And thank you guys so much for hopping on. And everybody have a great night. Good night.